Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2, Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, March 29th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. How you guys feeling? Good weekends?
Lovely.
Lovely?
Yeah, I didn't do anything exciting. I'm just trying to be enthusiastic that it's Monday.
All right, that was enthusiastic.
Lovely. I live vicariously through Stephanie now, so if her weekend was lovely, it was lovely.
Yeah, it was nice out this weekend. I didn't.
Yeah, apparently it's gorgeous today, and tomorrow it's going to snow.
But
and
don't worry,
70 all
this
week.
weekend here in Denver it's going to be 70, so we'll be talking about that. We probably won't, but I just told you. All right. Woody Allen is speaking out about allegations he molested his daughter in 1992. So a warning to our viewers, this story contains adult content that may be disturbing to some people. So in his first in-depth TV interview in 30 years, Woody spoke to CBS Sunday Morning last year, but the interview just aired last night on Paramount Plus. Woody denied molesting his daughter, Dylan, when she was just 7 years old, a claim that both Dylan and his ex-wife Mia Farrow have made in the HBO documentary Allen vs. Farrow. In the interview, Woody called Dylan a good kid who is not lying because she believes it happened, even though Woody says it didn't. Let's watch.
And yet the smear has remained, and they still prefer to cling to, if not the notion that I molested Dylan, the possibility that I molested her.
So I want to start off with, have you guys seen this documentary, Allen vs. Farrow?
I've not seen it yet, but I know that you have.
I have.
I saw some of it, not the entire thing.
Okay, yeah, because it's a couple different parts.
Yeah.
Listen, I got to
disturbing.
tell you, it's one-sided. It's very disturbing.
Yep.
It's very disturbing, and it's also one-sided. This is the first time Woody's ever coming out in his defense to speak about this. There's some incriminating things in there, right? And I think the most incriminating that it's hard for anybody to get past is that he married his wife's stepdaughter, Soon Yi, right?
Yeah. Which is very
when
odd
she was
in
17
itself.
and there was pornographic pictures, not to get too detailed. Adopted daughter, I'm sorry. And there's a lot of things in there. And to go back to his movies that he used to make, every one of them, his love interest was a 17-year-old girl. So it's tough to get past.
I don't want to judge him on his movies and what roles he's played, because we see people play all sorts of roles, right? And that could be anything. But
well, he writes and directs those movies.
Oh, I didn't know that he wrote them. But I did read that in the documentary there's footage of him with his head in his 7-year-old daughter's lap, and she's not wearing any underwear, and that she came forward and said that Daddy would take her to Paris and she could be in one of his movies if she was a good girl and continue to let him touch her, and that's what she said. So I just think, oh my gosh, it's just a story. Sorry, there wasn't.
It's a story.
That's a story that's been addressed. But I mean, that is what disturbs me the most from reading it and seeing that's what she's coming out and saying. I mean, I don't think as a 7-year-old, where would she get that information from? How would she even know those things, if it didn't happen?
But I mean, you look at his statement. He said that she believes it didn't happen, but she believes it. I don't know. I'm confused with that. I'm beyond confused with that. I know you don't want to throw her under the bus, but this is your legacy that we're talking about, and you have to really come out and stand against this. Now, I understand social services looked into the allegations, and there was no criminal investigation on it, but if we go back and now I'm thinking that everything's coming out, a rich white man with power back in the 1990s, of course you may not file some sort of criminal investigation because that's what that power is, a get-out-of-jail-free card. So it's very disturbing. And like you said, maybe that doesn't that's not the smoking gun per se, but when you talk about the relationship with the adoptive daughter and you talk about the parallels between the characters in his real life, it's hard to just be like, oh, he's innocent.
That's scary, because I knew he directed, but I didn't know he'd written all of those too.
And he puts himself as the love interest with this 17-year-old
I mean, that's very questionable.
Yes. So I mean, check out the the documentary. It's on HBO. It's fantastic, and make your own opinions on that. All right, guys. Lil Nas X is clapping back over his controversial new music video. The singer released a video for his song Montero, Call Me By Your Name, over the weekend. Montero is his real name, in case you were wondering. The video is filled with biblical images, including him in the Garden of Eden. There's a lot of satanic imagery, including a scene of him sliding down a pole into hell and seducing Satan. Let's take a look. So Lil Nas X posted this letter to his 14-year-old self on Twitter saying that while he never wanted to publicly come out as gay, he hopes the song opens doors for other queer people to simply exist. Lil Nas X also teamed up with a streetwear company to release 666 pairs of Satan shoes. They are customized Nike Air Max 97s that are made with real human blood and feature a pentagon. They sold out in under a minute, all 666 pairs, each pair costing over $1,000. And Nike says it was not involved in any way.
Yeah, Nike did not design these shoes or collaborate with them, but I think you need to pull this. You really need to pull these off the shelves if you're Nike, because he's branding demonic imagery on your shoe.
Good point.
Now, I understand that you're an artist. I understand that there are certain undertones and messages in the imagery of you being artistic, whether it be political or sexual in that one sense. But I draw the line when it comes to Satan. I absolutely draw the line when it comes to Satan. And trying to come out and say, oh, I'm writing a letter to my 14-year-old self, come out and be open with yours. That has nothing to do with being gay. Like, I feel like he's trying to throw that in there and use some of that to kind of get some of the backlash, to ease up some of the backlash against him and trying to rally a community. No. I draw the line, whether it's left, right, and you leftist, rightist, whatever people are talking about. I draw the line at satanic imagery, and this is not right at all.
Okay, so in the video, we see Lil Nas X riding a pony to riding Satan, and the changes real quick. So it's intense. It is intense, but I think when you're saying about Satan, obviously we've heard for many years, and in the Bible it says that if you are gay and you have relations with the same sex, whether you're a man or woman, then you go to hell. So I think that's what he's trying to show. You know, people say that about gay people and it's not true, and he's trying to, you know, give people hope and show, you know, I'm famous, I'm okay, I'm doing great, I'm selling records, I'm embracing who I am.
There's some imagery there.
That's not fair. My sister is a lesbian, Stephanie, and she's not parading around twerking on Satan. That's not fair at all.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think in this case, he's trying to say he's not going to go to hell just because he's gay. And I think he's trying to give that message, but I'm not going to lie, I agree with you. The video is very provocative, it's intense, and it escalates very quickly. I mean, when you watch the whole thing, I know I felt a little bit, don't know if we should be.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it enough to know if there's imagery, and this is meaning when he was gay, he felt like he was going to go to hell, like Stephanie said. Yeah. That's definitely involved in the song. But that aside, I think you could have two separate conversations here, Brandon, to your defense. I'm with you too. These shoes, there's human blood in these shoes.
That's really weird.
I think it's dye. I think it's water with dye. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, but they can't say it. They're selling it as human blood if it's not.
Satanism. I don't like that. I believe in God, right? So I don't like. I don't even watch The Exorcist because I get weird feelings and stuff when I watch that. I don't want it in my house. So I think you're perfectly allowed to say your opinion if you don't like that. I don't think one thing has to do with the other in my mind. I think you could take the satanic part about that. His message might be good, but just for me, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I understand his message. I think he did go overboard with when you watch the video. It's intense, it's intense.
Maybe we wouldn't be talking about it had he didn't.
Either way, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, all that demon worship music, absolutely no. That's where I draw my line. That's where I draw my line.
I'm with you,
Jeff. Like and I can get all the blowback in the world because this is your First Amendment right. I get that part of it.
And so is you speaking your mind.
Yes, that's
absolutely
right as well.
This isn't right. Just don't come over to my house with that Ouija board.
Nah, or those shoes.
Those shoes.
You come over with those shoes and a Ouija board, you're staying outside, buddy. I'll talk to you through the ring. Coming up on DBL, new ink for Justin Bieber, Cardi B, and Travis Barker. We'll show you the new body art they're sporting. Plus, Prince William just won a big new honor, and he can thank his genetics. We'll explain later.
Closed captioning provided by
Verify, we've been looking through the false claims and debunking misinformation, and the questions come from you. Questions like, is it true that the COVID vaccines aren't fully approved yet? Why haven't they been? And how long will that take? To get answers, we contacted the FDA. got info directly from 3 vaccine companies and called up Dr. William Schaffner at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. We also spoke with Dr. Arnold Monto, who's the acting chair of the FDA's Vaccines and Related Biologics Advisory Committee, which is the committee that vetted all 3 vaccines. Our experts say that there are 2 ways to get a vaccine greenlighted by the FDA, an EUA or applying for a license using what's called a Biologics License Application, or BLA.
The only difference really between the emergency use and the licensure is that volunteers are observed for a longer period of time to see the duration of protection and if there might be rare adverse events that occur down the road.
According to Dr. Monto, for the EUA, it's an average of 2 months, but for a license, 6 months are required.
Basically, the duration of follow-up for safety, not efficacy. Efficacy requirements are exactly the same.
So between an EUA and a license, the EUA was the faster option to get the vaccines out. A Pfizer spokesperson told us that they plan to submit their BLA in 2021. Same with Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, according to press releases. And here's the thought that we want to leave you with.
These are really not only very effective vaccines, but wonderfully safe vaccines.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. The verdict is in, and the sexiest bald man alive is...
Who is it?
Prince William.
What?
Come on.
Nah.
The future king was described as sexy nearly 18 million times in blogs and Google searches. That's according to a study done by a plastic surgery firm. But not everyone is on board, including us. The Rock tweeted out, how in the cinnamon toast bleep does this happen when Larry David clearly has a pulse? That was going to be my pick. And actor Stanley Tucci also posted this picture of his favorite bald men, including himself, Bruce Willis, LL Cool J, The Rock, and Ryan Reynolds.
I was going to say, why is Ryan on the what?
Because he would probably look great bald anyways.
All this royal hype is killing me right now because he doesn't even have a bald head. Can we show Prince William again? That's a cul-de-sac. A cul-de-sac is not a bald head, ladies and gentlemen.
He does not look
If that's the
good.
case, then George Jefferson would have been the sexiest bald head man alive. But it's a cul-de-sac. Doesn't count.
Yeah, you want an example of a bald head? We'll give you an example of a bald head. Get out in here, Robert Cameron. This is the sexiest man right here. He's doing his social distancing.
Social distance. Ooh.
That's how you go bald, Rob.
Look at it.
Look at
That's
that.
how we do it.
Show the shine. Show the shine. Show the
That's how
shine.
you do
There
it.
we go.
Look at that.
There we go.
like
I
it.
vote for him before Prince William.
Just so people at home know, Rob is our only camera guy during COVID.
I know he's doing
and he runs
everything.
all these cameras out here.
He's doing everything.
So that's why he's bald. He's stressed.
He's stressed out. He's stressed out. Brady, do you have a favorite good-looking bald man that you think is sexy?
Absolutely. The Stanley guy said it. He kind of took it. So I'm going to go with ladies love Cool James.
That's a good one.
Look at that.
That's a good one.
Nice and shiny. It's proportionate. There's no little baby hairs in there. There you go, LL.
You can't go wrong with that one.
know?
Steph, do you have one?
I've got to keep it British, haven't I? Have a look at Jason. Jason Statham. Look at him.
That's a good one.
He's a good one. I'll take him.
Go back to Prince William for a second.
No,
Come on.
wait. Okay, I'm going to say if this picture of William came up when he had hair, let's have a little look if we've got it. Have we got one of William with his hair?
They might have to shuffle it around a bit.
Oh, we might have to, oh, there we go. There we go. Look, I mean, even then I wouldn't put him in the sexiest category. I'd say he was all right.
Especially not the sexiest category
But,
for
I mean,
bald head when he
it's
has a
just
full
not
head of hair.
happening. No, I'm saying even when he had all his hair, he wasn't exactly smoking, was he?
Yeah, that's not a knock on him. But come on, the sexiest man alive. I'm going to give you the sexiest man alive.
Who?
Tay Diggs. Come on, man.
Oh,
Look at that.
Cute.
looking like a milk dud. I love it. He follows me on Twitter, too. He follows me on Twitter.
I think he follows me, too.
Follows everybody on Twitter.
He's a nice guy. I also met him, and he's a very nice guy, but very handsome as well.
There we go.
I think I won. I think I've...
No.
I think we ran a little survey, my guy.
I'm Jeff won. Because Tay Diggs, I mean, you growing up as a young black man, Tay Diggs in The Wood, all those movies.
I'll take his over LL Cool J any day, but you know, Jason, gotta rep it for the Brits.
Can we just show Larry David just for the heck of it? Do we have Larry David right? There we go. The winner is Larry David.
Looking like the dude from Back to the Future.
Without the top. Coming up at DBL, brand new tattoos for some of the world's biggest names, or the world's biggest names in music. We'll show you what they're rocking. I know one of them. I saw it this weekend. We'll show you next.
The used car market was already pretty hot thanks to the pandemic. When lockdowns went into effect, car makers were forced to temporarily halt production, creating a shortage of new vehicles. It also meant that chip makers sent their supplies to other customers. And now that automakers are back up and running, the supply of semiconductor chips is way down. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. It's a real problem for car makers. Technology in vehicles has increased in recent years, causing a huge demand for chips. Modern cars require a large amount of processing power for everything from infotainment systems to safety alerts. And it's not like nobody else needs those computer chips. They're used in a wide array of consumer electronic products. All this has forced temporary production shutdowns of everything from Ford F-Series pickups to the Chevy Malibu. Now, wholesale used vehicle prices are up nearly 4% in the first half of March. And according to Edmunds, prices for consumers are following suit. About the only good news, dealers should be paying more for trade-ins.
Back to DBL. Some stars got new ink over the weekend. Justin Bieber posted this photo on Instagram, getting a peach tattooed on his neck. Could it be for his new song, Peaches? I would assume so. The post even got the attention of his mom, who wrote, "Don't you have enough yet?" in the comments. That's a very mom thing to say. Me being a dad, I would also say that. Cardi B also showed off her huge back tattoo on Instagram. It's a chain of flowers, and there's a butterfly on her back below her neck. That's some work right there. Wow. And Travis Barker, which I didn't know he had room left on his body to tattoo, posted a video giving himself a tattoo. It says, "You're so cool." And some people on Instagram wonder if it was about his new boo, Kourtney Kardashian. The new couple was spotted out with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly at a UFC fight in Nevada over the weekend. Ooh, new boo, new friends.
The whole "you're so cool" thing, maybe that's something they say to each other. You know, like I've never been one of those people who are like, I'm gonna fall in love and get matching tattoos of each other. Absolutely not. I'm not tatting anything on this body, Stephanie.
It's the curse, the classic curse.
You know it's a curse, and you know you're addicted when you're tattooing yourself now. Like,
I mean, you see, he's got so many tattoos.
He's covered, isn't he? Like you said, I was surprised that he even had any skin left.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think about tattoos in general, Steph? Are you down with them?
I don't mind them. I don't have any myself because I don't think I could like commit to something long enough. Like I'd probably love it for like a year and then want to change it or for it to be gone. I don't like have anything that I'm like, you know, so obsessed with that I want it on me forever.
And they say removing it is more painful than getting the actual tattoo. But
the process of having it done as well is a bit.
Listen, I think tattoos are pretty norm, right?
Yeah.
So like, no, I don't care if people have tattoos. I'm going to take it a different route. How about, would you ever date a guy with a face tattoo?
Ooh.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me. I've dated lots of people with tattoos. So
on their face?
Not on their face, no, but pretty much everywhere else, yeah.
Not the teardrops, though.
That was the question, though.
Stay away from guys with the teardrop.
It wouldn't put me off. If I liked someone and they had a tattoo on their face, it genuinely wouldn't put me off.
Really?
No.
And it would
Honestly.
put me off. I don't know. It's just me. I would be staring at it the whole time, and they'd be like, "You forgot to take the trash out."
Have you got a tattoo?
How did you get that?
Have you got a tattoo?
Yeah, I have a couple tattoos.
What are your tattoos? Because we're both blank canvases.
No, I only have two. I have like one, I have one on my shoulder. I got on like spring break.
What
Italian
is
flag?
it?
Italian flag?
No, it's a sun with like a little cross in there. And then I got Strength and Honor tattooed on my wrist.
From The Gladiator.
From The Gladiator,
great
my favorite movie.
Bet you got it in Chinese.
I got it in Japanese.
Japanese? Why Japanese?
Like Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Are you sure of me?
Are you sure it didn't be Korean barbecue?
Hey, I didn't get it on my face. That's the good news.
Hey, don't mess up the moneymaker. Don't mess up the moneymaker.
It might help at this point. Maybe, I'm thinking about getting face tattoos. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
It's been labeled simply as the Derek Chauvin murder trial, but it's important to understand the differences between the charges against Chauvin. So let's verify. What are Derek Chauvin's charges, and what does the state need to prove? Our sources, Minnesota's murder statutes, and 2 criminal law professors. Chauvin faces 3 charges, and this is critical.
None of the charges require the state to prove that Derek Chauvin intentionally killed Mr. Floyd.
Rachel Moran is a professor at St. Thomas Law School in Minneapolis.
The difference in the 3 charges is really mostly about Derek Chauvin's mental state.
The first charge is second-degree unintentional felony murder. Here, the state needs to prove Chauvin committed a felony, in this case assault, and that led to Floyd's death.
That he knew he was committing a crime and he was assaulting George Floyd when Mr. Floyd died as a result.
The second charge is third-degree depraved mind murder. The statute shows it's more about reckless behavior, causing a death with an act eminently dangerous to others without regard for human life.
It's killing someone else while doing something kind of extremely, extraordinarily dangerous.
Ted Samsel-Jones is a professor at Mitchell-Hamlin Law School in Minnesota.
Common examples are things like playing Russian roulette or firing a gun into a crowd.
The last charge is second-degree involuntary manslaughter.
That's similar to third-degree murder, killing someone while doing something very risky, but the degree of risk is less.
Why charge all 3?
It gives the jury different options.
The prosecution just wants to make sure it gets a conviction. If the jurors are initially divided, after a couple days of arguing it out, they sometimes get tired and just say, let's just pick the middle one. So if that happens here, the prosecution still gets a murder conviction.
The maximum sentence for second-degree murder is 40 years in prison. For third-degree murder, it's 25 years, and for manslaughter, 10 years. But Minnesota uses sentencing guidelines, and for someone with no prior convictions like Chauvin, second- and third-degree murder would likely carry the same sentence, 12.5 years in prison, and for manslaughter, 4 years. Bear in mind, if he's convicted on more than one charge, he only serves a sentence for the most severe.
The prosecution has indicated that we'll seek an upward departure from those guidelines, so Judge Cahill, if Derek Chauvin is convicted, could ultimately go above those guidelines.
How likely is it that a judge would grant that?
If Mr. Chauvin is convicted, I would suspect the judge will impose a sentence somewhere near the guideline range.
Remember, the burden is on the state to prove each charge beyond a reasonable doubt. With your Verify, I'm Gabe Cohen.
it's time for some sweet, sweet deals, because earlier I showed Tori some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, we've got something that everyone needs in their homes right now. It's the Vivitar automatic soap or sanitizer dispenser. It comes equipped with an infrared motion sensor to detect your hands for touchless operation.
Nice.
So normally it's as much as $60.
Whoa,
However, we've got it for only $19, saving up to 68%. Next, it is the Fine Life Quantum Impact Percussion Massager. Look at this. This massager, oh yeah, melts away the pain from tense, sore and achy muscles. It's cordless.
What?
And it's rechargeable.
Yes.
So normally this is as much as $150.
I was gonna say.
Now we've got it for only $39, saving 74%. Okay, next, this is my product of the week.
Yes.
Who doesn't enjoy waking up with soft, hydrated, and healthier looking skin in the morning? Ooh. I know that I do. And that's exactly what you get with the Danielle Nighttime Skincare Bundle. Love this. It comes with 5 sheet masks, 6 under eye masks, 1 overnight treatment mask, and 1 plush headband.
Oh, I love the headband.
I am here for this.
Yes.
So normally it's as much as $48, but we've got it for only $24, saving our viewers up to 50%.
Half off, people.
Okay, and then last but not least, it's the 2-pack Bed Brand adjustable bamboo pillow. So they're filled with a blend of shredded memory foam and polyester. Normally it's as much as $180, Tori, but now it's 2 for $49, saving our viewers 73%.
So y'all head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. Remember, you can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph.
Wow.
But I just keep thinking about
right before the break, I'm like, Brad, you got something? He's like, yeah.
And part of me was going to say something about the automatic hand soap dispenser because I could really use that in my bathroom. But I want to go back to Travis Barker just because when you look at all those tattoos, it's like a mural. Yeah. And here's a guy who, being part of Blink-182 and all that success, but also has had a lot of pain in his life. I would actually like him to create some sort of show or documentary and just go over what each tattoo means, the meaning behind it.
That'd be really cool.
We were talking about it. He survived that plane crash with DJ AM, and then also I think another one after that.
Yeah,
he's got some stories to tell. But and me and Steph were talking. I'm like, you know what about the face tattoo? I don't mind a neck tattoo. I'm good with the neck tattoo. Okay. If you got a tattoo on your face, that's all I'm gonna look at. If you had a tattoo right now by your face with a little bullhorn right there, I'd be like,
why would I pick a bullhorn?
First of all,
Jess,
I was thinking like a horn, like when you get the horns, like a bull.
What is it today with you two? Seriously.
It's Monday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.